Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. So that's fine. As I recall, I had decided to run copper all the way up. So we're going to do stuff like this with copper. And the way the math works on this is that I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 copper there. And if I take a look on Kirk's website, and for anybody that wants to play along, this is the Kirk page that I'm using. That is 4 satellites a minute. And so I've expanded copper, and for copper cable kind of explicitly there. If you look at the green circuits, they need 10 belts of copper cable, which means they need 5 belts of copper plate. And there's 5 of these, which means that each one of these is pretty much a full belt of copper. So this is pretty much guaranteed. I love this song. That each of these is going to be uninterrupted. Lord Terror, you're going to be a little disappointed. I hope you like disappointment. It's tasty. Well, you'll see when bots don't exactly pick up the stones the way you want them to. Because the mod intentionally makes bots inefficient at picking up those fallen rocks, especially when the rocks fall again. The bots just go, I was moving my fingers back and forth in a short little stroke there. There's a reason not a lot of people play Diggy. It doesn't get any easier. It just gets harder. It's not like, oh, I have massive automation now. It's going to be great. Nope. Get out. 6 of them, huh? Copper plate. So I have 2 other demands for copper plate, and they are for solar panels. Solar panels. Total need 0.8 of a belt of copper. Which means those 2 can split, and that'll be a full belt of copper. Which is the same as what I'm doing here. Good. And that's just there as a marker. It may move left or right. Iron. Isn't that ironic? Same thing with green circuits and iron. It's a total of 3.4 belts. I've got 5 of these. I'm just bringing 5 belts of iron in here because it's convenient for me. I'm going to give a 1 tile gap. We've given vertical the priority. Poor timing. I may shift this and adjust it. I really prefer 2 tiles, but I don't know if I have room for it. So I'm going to temporarily move it down to 2 with the possibility that I'll move it up. Come on, mouse. Quit doing that. Mithy. Well, you know, the song Every Step You Take from the Police. Sting said that it's a song about surveillance and not trusting somebody. So he's really surprised that people use it for a wedding song. By the way, Intertooth, if you're still here, there. Oh crap! I screwed that up. There is a mod that I'm using now. It is enable map night vision. I have Afraid of the Dark, of course, and I have perfect night glasses so that my viewers can see what I'm working on when I'm remote like that, or when I'm local. But that enable map night vision makes this not get super, super dim, even though it's nighttime and I'm in remote view. Something to consider as a streamer, is it'll make your viewers experience that a little bit better. One, two, three, four, five. Now I've got to balance that and spit it out. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I'll probably do is just this. That's not right. That's kind of ugly right there. So we're assuming that this will satisfy the demands. So this is all kind of clumsy right now. I think I'm going to go back to 1 space there. There's steel. T3A227. I bet that's a name in Leet speak that I can't figure out. Wonder what the 2 is. But anyhow, you have a train wagon now. You're a passenger on Zinder's military research train, part of the research facility. Thank you for following. And if you're already a follower and you don't have a train wagon named after you, or your name on a train wagon, there's a redeem, and I will let the system randomly choose you a train wagon to put your name on. But only use that once, please. All right. Mithy figures it out. So I copy your name, and I go over to this mix it up command, and I paste your name into this command, and I hit play, and it puts you on a coal train for speed 3 modules. Nice. Hope you enjoy. Thank you for the redeem. Yes, that's a bit of custom integration I wrote. It's fun. So steel, unfortunately, is not going to get a break here, and it's just going to not get that there. Intertooth is now a follower somewhere. Where does he go? Intertooth is an iron train. In research as well. You're in the Arabian Peninsula. Hopefully you brought suntan lotion and gloves. Because the people I know who were deployed there said the metal gets hot. Like, take your skin off your hands hot. So you don't touch anything with your bare hands. Oh, I missed an iron. So let's try and line all this up. There. Now, in the interest of consistency, let's take all this and move it up one. Except for you. And you. What are you? Okay. So I decided to put satellites into the network rather than actually belt them in. because there's not many of them. I think I'll do it this way. All right, next. That's rocket fuel. That's water. That's iron. Steel. 1, 2, 3, 4 steel here. So that's 4 there, and that's 2 there. So steel, which is coming out right here. I know it's kind of confusing, but it's 4 out to 6. So we're going to do a 4 to 6, and I hope it's not too much of an ugly duckling. It's not too bad. So copper is going to be a challenge, right? So there's 6, and we've got 8 in. So we're going to do our best to make this happen. Copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need an 8 to 12, which I think I have. Ooh, buddy, that's a big piece of nut. Wowzers. Can I push this whole thing backwards? Oh, it's gonna get ugly, folks. Oh, man. How am I gonna get iron through here? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I don't think I don't think I have enough space. Not to have anything close to clean lines. So I can take the plastic and push it in a lot. Come on now. Iron. 6 there. 7. 8. 9, 10. 11. Well, we'll just do 12 and ignore 1. Oh, but it's not. Oh. Piss. Because it's not really 12 that I need. I know these 5 need to be, but this is just 1. Because the green circuits need a total of 3.4 belts, and the satellites need 0.4 or 0.1. So they need 4 belts of iron, but it needs to be split correctly. I don't know why I said 5 here, because you don't need. Oh, I do need 5 of these. No. Okay. See, it's not a matter of I can't supply it. It's just that I just don't want to spend all that belt on stuff that's just not really actually needed. So what I actually need here is 4. And then a little bit of creative splitting. Because that'll satisfy satellites. Satellites only need 0.1. They're just not going to make that much. And I think what I decided to do was to run 5 so that I didn't have to do any weird splitting here. And yet, this first one's probably just going to be fine. It won't notice that missing. And if I really wanted to, I could do a... I think it goes the other way, though. Compensate for that being gone. That fixes that. Weird, but we'll see. Probably don't even need it. Same thing with steel, and I really got to rethink whether I'm going to do this with steel or not. Because I need a total of 1 belt of steel. What's coming down to the solar panels is 8/10, which is 1 belt. So I really shouldn't be bringing 2 belts down here. It's just going to be too much of a demand on belt width here. If we look at the old one that I had, yeah, it was 6 belts of copper. Five belts of iron. Ah, but I put the iron down here. I did 5 belts of iron and 1 belt of steel. And that's the iron. But I had a different layout there. And I had a bit more space. But when we look at the air quotes bus, in terms of footprint, it looked like this. All right, so I think I need that extra space. I don't think I can crowd in like this. I think I've got to back all this off by a bunch. And the reason I placed this here was because I could fit this and this in these holes and have them still connect. I've only got, this, let's put it this way. This is the limit of where that RoboPort can reach. So that's where that would go. Galdoc! And Code Green, welcome. Hang on a minute. Let me do a shout out to Galdoc. I saw you were still working on Factorio 2 compatibility, which makes me a bit sad. Commander Guy? Re-recipe. Well, because I was hoping that all the work you did in your design, I was hoping that integrating Factorio 2 into it would be relatively straightforward, and you wouldn't have to jump through multiple hoops multiple times. Right? I was hoping that it was just like, okay, yeah, just add a table of resources, intermediates. Oh, I know how that goes. My nickname of High Speed is not how I play. So I'm as it. Oh, I don't have this here anymore. Let me delete this. My current thing is to redesign the satellite mini factory. So I'm doing like the third or fourth iteration of this. But when I fired this thing up on New Year's Eve, it did work. I guess you'd also have to thoroughly understand what Factorio 2 is doing. So anybody who needs a review of what this mod does, let me know. Or what this playthrough I'm doing. I'm doing a MegaBase on Earth. Oh, yeah, I put that in the wrong place. It should actually be here. So this is a marker. I'm preparing to move all this, shift all this left. All right, get some sleep. Thank you. It is cool. I'm having a lot of fun. So I need to ensure that this can reach. So I really only have room to move it over 2 if I don't insert an intermediate RoboPort so that these stay connected. And I don't really have space for an intermediate RoboPort. And I don't see me having room to do just 2. I mean, I don't see that 2 is going to do me much good. And I cannot get iron through here. At least not in a quantity of 5 belts, so it has to come over like that. Well, let's shift it over as far as we can, and then we'll deal with the other stuff. And you're just a helper. You haven't changed your coverage area. So you'll still be able to build everything. You'll build everything and you'll connect through there. So you're going to build all the way down to that belt. And then you're going to build up beyond that belt. So you two will now connect. And so you can get built. And if you're there, you'll build all the way down to there. So yes, this is self-building. That's what those roboports are for. I'll be adding more roboports in here as I need them for coverage to support. Because the satellite is going to use some robots, but good. All right, let me get those things to stop flashing at me because it really bothers me. Oh, now there's more. Also, I forget to talk sometimes. Oh, there's stations right there. You still need more, huh? Guy's a little bitter, huh? All right, back to design work. So I moved that over a little bit. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plastic and I might as well just get this as tight against this as I can. I tried to get it as close to the robo port as I could, but that just didn't play out. Get some consistency going on here. This might not work. I might have just found a failure point. So that won't play. So all this has to move back one. Because that needs to go there. That's plastic. Good that up. Great movie. Johnny Cash's History. So that's steel. So let's take a look at steel. And I've got an iron up here too. Oh, that's right. I was working on iron. I'll get distracted with steel though. 1, 2, 3, 4 steel. Now, total steel needed is exactly 4 belts of steel. Oh, it's 4 belts of iron going into steel. No, it's 1.1 belts of iron of steel is what's needed. So I need 2 belts of steel. So even though I have 1, 2, 3, 4 needed, 5 technically, a 4 to 5 balancer is probably going to be fine. And that's what I've got here is 4 to 5. Now iron's going to take up this place plus some other place. There's a good chance that I am not going to do this. And I might not need that power pole there. So it might go if it gets in the way. And I shifted all this down. I might have screwed it up, so let me double check these power connections. So I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing a power connection between this row and that row. There's one. So that'll do it. And if I do that, then if push comes to shove, I can eliminate this vertical, some of this vertical elements of belts and rebel ports, although this one would be nice to keep. Because it is the connection here. But I also don't need this anymore then. I'm also not seeing a place where I can build my satellites. They may end up here, which would be bad. That's not where I want them. But so I know I need 5 belts of iron down there, plus that steel. And that's a bit of a collision. This is iron, or no, this is copper. That's an interesting idea. How much copper does red circuits need? Total, it needs 1 belt. So one of the things I'm thinking about here is taking this and pushing it out a little bit. Bringing another copper down here. And whatever copper needs to come down to bring it down here. I see another copper right here and another one here. How much copper does batteries use? 0.6 between the two of them, or between all of it, which means that each of these is going to use 0.3, which means that these two could share one. Which would decrease this. So if I consider these two to be 1, and I consider these two to be 1. Now, how much do low density structures? I'm pretty sure low density structures needs a lot of copper. 2.2 belts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 of them. And it basically needs 3 belts. I got 4 rows needing 3 belts. If I do each of these as a pair, and let's say that I build this, and I'm going to have this get built by some bots, so that I can do some measurements. Jerk. All right, you build that. I suspect what I'm going to find is that the copper belt feed is not, because it's 2 belts of copper. It's 2 feeds of copper, but I don't think it's 2 belts of copper. Otherwise, I've got to get 6 belts of copper here. So what would 6 belts of copper look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would look like all of these. And so that's not going to happen. That really puts a crimp on plans here. If I do this way, no, you wouldn't split, you would just turn. Amazing Norman, thank you for the follow. You get your name on a cargo wagon in England. I'm told that's Scotland, actually, and this is Ireland. Or I might have those backwards. But considering the Dragon Tour wanted to be in Scotland, that might be Scotland. But thank you. If you're already a follower and you want your name on a wagon, just redeem the I'm a follower redeem, and I'll let the computer program find you a wagon. Rather than pinch myself really badly here, what are my other options? Scrub zone. All right. I copy this, I paste it here, I hit the play button, and it gives you a copper cable wagon. You're hanging out with smoking here in Africa. Cool. Thank you. Reach. You want to be a follower too, huh? Reach is a steel train for purple science. Nice. Thank you, Reach. And Blackie TV, where are you going to end up? Oh, you're also on a copper cable train. Different one, but of course it belongs to smoking. And you're in Africa as well. So now when you play the Africa Redeem, you can feel part of it. Thank you, everybody. That's such fun to do that. So I'm trying really hard to squeeze things in here, and I'm asking myself, is that a good idea? Blackie, I can move you to another one if you have a preference. I just use the computer so that I don't have to think about it. Besides, if you disparage copper cables too much, I think Smokin might come find out where you live. I'm just saying. He has cornered the market on trains for copper cables. All right. Yeah. So now the copper cables that I need to send up and down. I was debating whether or not I could get away with half of them. Transport belts. 3 o'clock. My cat is wanting her treat. She has just come around. It's meowing at me. And bunting. So this in it of itself is oversubscribed to copper belts. So if I split it, I will end up starving this last one and being low on low density structures. So that's not a good idea. I kind of want to overfeed it. Which means that I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've only got 4. And that's about as much as I can do. So I think I'm just going to suck it up, Cupcake. All right, Blackie TV, then tell me what kind of train you would like to be on. I will find a train that is available. Do you have a particular continent you want? Do you want to be part of research? Do you want to be old world, old school? Do you want Africa, India, Russia? All the research trains are claimed. Well, that's red, which if I put you on a red train, your name won't be visible. Just so you know. Because if I put you here, like on this red circuit train for research. All right, well, let's see what color it comes out to, because I might be wrong. 160, 32, 240. Oh, well, all right. You are now purple, and you now own the red circuit train that is used in Saudi Arabia for research. Congratulations. There's not many red circuit trains, so if you come back tomorrow and redeem it again, you can get on another red circuit train. I don't see Derek online anymore. Or a friend called Five. Oh, yeah. Derek probably needs to set up segmented practice, is what he probably needs to do. Well, I only got 4. Here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to move all these out a little bit. I'm just going to push steel all the way over here, I think. We got to do something with it. So I think what I'm going to do with steel is an end around. I'm going to push it up and then push it back down. And I know I'm going just back and forth and all over the place on what I'm doing here, but I'm trying to take this. I'm trying to take this apart as best I can. And so I just keep grabbing little pieces of it, nibbling that, and going, okay, this works. Okay, that works. Because I don't really have a clear how I'm going to do it sort of solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is 5. This is 6. Oh, that's right. I abandoned that. Okay. Oh, I got to feed my cat. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry.